We live. Thanks for tuning in. If you're catching this on a rerun or the rewatch, the replay, I should say, shout out to you. Thank you for clicking on the video. Just gonna go live for a hot second because yeah, it's been a minute, maybe like a week since the last time I did this. And I said I was gonna go live tomorrow, not realizing that tomorrow's a Super Bowl, and I had originally planned to take tomorrow off of door dashing and shit like that. But I ended up doing it today because of the Super Bowl. I said that it's probably going to be really busy tomorrow. There's going to be more money to get tomorrow. So I'm going to do this today instead of tomorrow. And here we are. And I don't even really know what to talk about. Like, I've been writing things down in my notepad about what I should talk about today. Um, but it's shit that we already know. Like the obvious things, like the Epstein files and the stock market crashing, um, crypto plunging, the J. Cole album. Wanted to talk about that because I love hip hop. If you didn't know, and J. Cole happens to be one of my favorite artists, and I've been really excited to hear his album. I still haven't listened to the whole thing. It's actually 2 volumes, and there's a lot I want to say about just music in general because I really miss the days where we used to own our music. Like, you could physically own a track. Like you had it on your computer and you can take that, put it in your iPad and fucking replay that shit. And streaming wasn't even really a thing yet. I miss iPods. I miss those days. Those are great devices. What else? I was writing about Jujutsu Kaisen because the new season is out and the last fucking episode. Uh, I mean this whole season has just been chef's kiss. The animation has been so good. And for all of us who read the manga, we've all been waiting for this because when you read the manga, it's really for the storyline. You get some visuals in it, but it's just black and white. It's still images. It doesn't do the justice that animation does. And when you've read it and you can't really conceptualize how it looks, and you finally get to see what it really looked like, to see Maki take her revenge on her entire family the way that she did. I mean, it was something to rant about. So I wrote it down and I told myself that that's what I was gonna talk about on my next live. So we could definitely hit that up if you want to talk about the Jujutsu Kaisen latest season. But yeah, all of those things I want to talk about. I want to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen, Epstein, the stock market, crypto, Obama finally breaking his silence on Trump. Like, yo, it's crazy because the day that I don't know if you can catch it online, but I read about it. He had like a keynote speech at Hamilton University. And it's crazy because the day that that happened, I was in my mind thinking like, yo, where is he? Like, yo, one of the most silver-tongued fucking politicians to exist in modern history has been completely silent on everything that's been happening. It just made no fucking sense to me. So the day that I was thinking that, and I was also thinking, I was envisioning myself like having a press conference, like me being the president and me completely like shitting on Trump and calling him a scumbag and an asshole and shit. And then reminding myself that as a sitting president, you're not supposed to ever talk bad about other presidents, like previous presidents. You're not like, you can talk about their policies and, of course, say where you disagree. But speaking on the character of a previous president, you're not supposed to do that. Like that's against the rules, the un the unspoken rules. And how I would be like the first one that to break that rule. Like fuck that, because who the fuck is he? Like that guy is the most. He's truly a scumbag. Like if you murder, not directly, but of course, if you sign whatever paper to have your military go murder innocent people, you deserve to be talked about in the foulest ways of all possible. If you're in the Epstein files, you know what I mean? If you're in thousands, if hundreds, if not thousands of documents talking about how you're gonna kill little girls, fam, just like you've killed other little girls and made their family disappear, you deserve to be talked about in the worst way possible, in the foulest way possible. So, yeah, I say all that to say, as I was like fantasizing about being that person, being that president, and door dashing around, as I was doing that, unbeknownst to me, Obama was giving a speech, and he wasn't talking bad about Donald Trump, which I wish he would have, but he was pointing out how there's differences in the tactics of his administration and the current administration. And like I said, I read a little bit about it, and I just wish he would have said more. You know what I mean? I was really looking for him to find a way to talk shit, but he didn't. Ken, what's good? Welcome, welcome. Miss Chatterbox, what up? Andrews, Aureli, what's good? Why do I look like I've choked myself out? I don't know. Maybe because I'm tired. When is my car giveaway? You might be on the wrong channel, fam. Okay, Trevor Noah lookalike. Okay, that's what's up. Shout out to you, Marcos. It's the dude with the short fro. I get that a lot about looking Egyptian. I get that I look like that animation movie that came out about Moses. A lot of people compare me to that, but YouTube. Always want to compare what you look like to somebody else. Alan, that's funny. It's funny that you say that because I have these sneakers that kind of make the sponge. You know how when SpongeBob walks and his fucking his shoes make that spongy sound, that squeaky sound. I have sneakers, some Adidas that do that same thing, and I'm like, yo, if I was my own coworker, I would definitely roast me about how I sound like SpongeBob every time I walk around. Oh yeah, which brings me to my main point, the Super Bowl. Who really cares about the Super Bowl anymore? It's a real like I really want to know. I'm sure, of course, football fans care, but I was over the Super Bowl a long time ago. It was just more like a reason to get together with friends and family and shit and have a party, but nobody really watched it. And I'm like, what are they even doing now that I'm not around any friends or family? But I haven't watched a single football game this whole season. I might have watched like a handful of plays, but I'm going with the Seahawks just because I feel like the Seahawks are going to win. Something tells me that they're going to win. I can't name one person on either team, the Patriots or the Seahawks. I only know that the Patriots and Seahawks are in the Super Bowl because of the commercials, but that's literally all I know. Bastion, you think that what is it called? The Star Spangled Banner is a sacred anthem? That's wild. But I'm not surprised. A lot of people are nationalistic in that way. So it's not surprising at all. I'm not one of those people. I don't worship the nation or the state or the government or the history. I'm not in that way. So I'm guessing Bastion, you got the Patriots winning. Oh, it was good. Been geeking out on that new RC plane. That's what's up. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your friend, yo. Waterloo, what's up? Your daughter's gonna be 20 and she wants to introduce her boyfriend. She's had seems like 5 years. And I'm like, what to feel like at this point? Well, 5 years, shit. If you ain't met him after 5 years, that's crazy. And she's 20. So I mean she was dating at 15 and you still haven't met the guy? That's wild. Surprised. Oh, you lost your plane last weekend. What do you mean? Oh, you lost a plane, so you have multiple planes. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. I was actually watching a guy with the RC plane on TikTok, I don't know, like a few months ago. And I was surprised that it was made out of like styrofoam. The only thing plastic and metal on it was like the engine, the propeller components. So it's not surprising that if you broke it, you know what I mean? But styrofoam can be durable as fuck, not for nothing. Naya, what up? Olu, who you got on the Super Bowl? Do you even watch football? I don't. I'm actually a fake Jets fan, but that's when I used to watch football. Yeah, I'm surprised that Waterloo has never met her daughter's boyfriend. I imagine, speaking for myself, if not if, when or as my daughters are 15 years old and they have a boyfriend, I'm gonna need to meet him like right away. Right away. I mean, especially if they're going out on dates. Maybe if they're just doing like the school thing, that's cute or whatever. Like, I don't need to meet him. But the moment y'all want to meet outside of school, oh yeah. And that's probably not even gonna be a thing either, because Aura's doing homeschool. So I'm probably gonna meet him before the same time that she meets him. Steelers fans are diehards. What? The wind took it? Oh nah, somebody picked that up, fam. You gotta put one of them GPS, them Apple tags on that joint. I'm sure that would mess with it a little bit, but damn. And don't you like take it to a big ass field? I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sure there you go. There's a market for that. For putting like location devices in these drones and these RC planes and shit. Actually, yeah, drones already have that, so pause. I flew a drone one time in Jacksonville on the 4th of July a couple years ago, and it was so windy that day, fucking the drone crashed into somebody's car. I felt so bad. I didn't even want to look at the person's car, but I picked my drone up and I got out of there. Yeah, Bears ain't in it. Damn. I think the Bears is in the playoff though, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Sports. Sports. Who needs the breads and circuses anyway, man? There's so much more to life than watching multi-millionaires throw balls around and hit each other at full speed. I've always been more of a soccer or football, like real football fan. Football fan. I think that game is both games are beautiful, but the fact that you gotta wait sometimes like 90 minutes for one fucking goal to happen, it's much more rewarding than seeing somebody score every 2 minutes. Smart Savvy was good. Team Android, facts. Yeah, man. Yeah. These lights are hella bright though. But it's good to see you all, family. Oh, It's been a minute since I got on here. It's been a minute since I caught up with you, Olu. Smart Savvy, how you been for the past week? You going for the Seahawks? That's what it is. I like the Seahawks for the fact that what was it the year of the what was that pipeline called? Standing Rock? When that the Standing Rock thing happened, the Seahawks head coach had spoke about it, and he was pretty supportive of the protesters. And I think he was like a 9/11 truther too, as well. So like the Seahawks, I've been a fan of the Seahawks, but I don't even think that guy's the head coach anymore. My ex-wife and I don't see eye to eye. Not good. They live in another part of GA. I know I should have been more attentive to keep up with my daughter, but I do know she's a high school graduate. So proud. That's what's up. Yeah. Oh damn. So if it's like that, the relationship must be pretty serious. She might be trying to marry homie. Yeah, I fuck with UFC too, even though I never catch any of the fights. I would like to catch the fights, but I never do. But yeah, I like combat sports. I always have. I have a couple uncles who were kung fu, not kung fu, pause, kickboxing champions. So definitely into the combat sport. But yeah, Waterloo, your daughter might be trying to signal the fact that you gotta meet her man because they trying to get married, which is so good. It's a great thing. I want to say. I don't know how I feel about marriage these days, man. You gotta really suss people out. 5 years seems to be about a good amount of time to suss somebody out. See if you want to marry them. I've always lived by the 5 year rule, even though I broke it in my last relationship. But yeah, since like my mid to late 20s, I discovered that before you ever take somebody serious, you should probably give it 5 years. Like just leave it on a dating level. Like don't move in, don't even entertain talks of forever until you have made it through 5 years. And it's funny because I know a lot of people. I started to say a lot of women, but I'll just say a lot of people don't have that type of patience. Like they feel like they're gonna know their person the moment it happens, and they'll say something like 5 years is too long to actually make any serious movements. But that's to be expected. You know, everybody has their own different opinions. Just that's how I feel about it. In my experience, 5 years has been pretty much the defining time frame of really being able to suss somebody out. That's what's up, Waterloo. I'm happy that your lady agrees with you on that. How long y'all been together? If you don't mind me asking, because what I do know is the only thing that's constant in this world is change, and people be changing their minds like they change their motherfucking underwear. Facts. You know what I mean? In my past relationships with an S, not anyone specific, I definitely noticed that trending. People say one thing in the beginning of the relationship, and then as time goes on, they fucking what's the word? Renege. They renege on the agreement. 2 years and 6 months. Okay, that's what's up. So y'all halfway there. If y'all was to live by my 5 year rule. But yeah, 2 years and 6 months is a good amount of time, especially if y'all spend, days and nights together and shit. Because when people live alternate lives, like their own life, and you only see them for a few hours every day, there's definitely room for them to be doing shit different than what they tell you they doing. um, but yeah, man, that's what's up. I'm happy and proud for you, Waterloo. Do you think that? when your daughter brings her boyfriend to meet you for the first time, will you include your significant other? That's another important thing too. I think that kind of changes the dynamic, you know? Cuz in a way you might want your significant other to meet your daughter's boyfriend so you can talk to him with her or talk about him with her after they leave and kind of come to a consensus on if y'all feeling the same thing from the person. You already know. Robbie was good. 5 years is a long time. I agree. I agree. You waited 3 years and we've been together for like 12. That's what's up. Again, like, it's just my opinion. And even though that is my opinion, I will concede and accept the fact that some people are just really good with each other and you don't need 5 years. Is it rare? I might not even go that far as to say it's a rare thing, but I definitely feel like for me, I don't think I've ever met somebody who stays consistent for that long. I might have met them, but fucked it up on my behalf. You know what I mean? John, what up? But that's what's up, Waterloo. I hope that goes. Y'all got a date in mind already? Y'all already set it up? Y'all gonna make a whole event out of it? Shit, I would. Especially if they driving some hours or you about to drive some hours to go see them. That's a big thing. You might be meeting your daughter's husband. You might be meeting your son-in-law for the first time. Um, yeah, man. Oh, damn, that's all right. In the spring, that's months from now. Okay. Is it months from now? February. Spring starts when? April? Okay, not too long. 2 months from now. That's what's up. I got this, man. Make sure you give him a hard time for me, you heard? I'm living vicariously through you. I'm giving all my daughter's boyfriends a hard time. Like in Bad Boys. Remember in Bad Boys with Will Smith and Martin whenever the boyfriend come over the house for the first time, you show up with your gun in your hand, and you just you break what we call in New York breaking balls. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Yeah, and I'm sure she's gonna prepare her significant other for that because probably not even just her like her boyfriends or whoever she choose whichever way she chooses to date. All her friends are gonna get their proverbial balls broken by me because I need to make sure that my daughter keeps good people around her, people that know how to laugh. Like one of my good friends, my good friend Brian, I call him Busy. His mom used to do that to me all the time. Whenever he used to bring me over to the house, she used to catch me like I used to think, oh, she's just a sweet old lady. Nah, fam. She would come in and she would like be real serious about something, like as if we fucked up in some type of a way, and make me feel like I needed to leave because he was about to get the business from his mom. But she would always like break out into a laugh, like and just tell me that she was just joking. She was just breaking my balls. Nothing really happened. I wish I could tell you how, and because usually how it happened is like we would be in his room, we would be smoking or whatever, playing video games and shit, and she would bust open the door. What did I tell you about smoking in the house, Brian? And I'd be like, oh shit, we not supposed to be smoking in your house. Why you ain't tell me, son? And he'd just be quiet. And she was like, no, all of you in trouble right now. What's your mother's name? What's her phone number? And like, I'm like, I don't know, lady, leave me alone. I'll leave. And then she like put her hand on my shoulder and be like, no, I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, y'all good. Y'all hungry? Type shit. You about to take about 100? Facts. That's what's up. Perspective was good. What you mean a couple days ago? Oh, I missed it. Yeah, man. You could probably play a good prank on your daughter by telling her like, "Yo, just me and him and I are gonna take a little walk. Don't worry." And just leave it at that. Just be like, "I got you, baby. Don't worry. I'm gonna just take him for a little walk, and then like take him out in the woods, chop him up into little pieces, and scatter them to the wind." Chrissy, was good? Welcome. You got another grandbaby on the way? What? What? First of all, congratulations. And tell us all about it. Is it I forget what your daughter's name is. I did know it at one time. But yeah, tell us about it. Are you excited? I know that baby you have now, she's so cute. So cute. Welcome all the new babies to the world. It's a crazy world to be bringing babies in, man. Sequoia. Oh, right, right. That's right. I was about to say, I know she's named after a tree, but I don't want to be wrong. Fire. We love babies, man. I miss my babies too. Yo, the Roseanne show back in the day, much like Married with Children. That's what it was called, right? Married with Children. Yeah, 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 yeah. Those shows, man. The timing of those jokes, they just don't make them like that no more. They could never. Shout out to Christina Applegate. I used to have the biggest crush on her. I was like a fan of Roseanne not too long ago. I think when Trump was first running for president, she used to roast Trump all the time. And I'm like, yo, Roseanne still got it. But then I think I heard her say something else crazy, and I was like, I'm not there with you, Roseanne. And that guy, what was his name? Tom Arnold, I want to say. He was a funny dude too. He was a funny dude. I'm still mad at him for the way he treated Holly Berry and the Flintstones, though. So Sequoia's pregnant again? Wow. She said, I'm getting him out the way, mama. She said, seeing how you take care of this first one, I'm gonna just go ahead and get you another one. Yeah, TV was so different back then, man. And I think in the 90s, the purpose was to trigger you. You know what I mean? To be politically correct, but also to trigger you. Now everything's gotta be PC and you gotta watch what you say, or else they'll cancel your show, cancel your actors. Uh I dislike that about America these days. Yeah, but it is what it is. The only thing that stays the same is change, as I always say. It's the only constant. And we will see what type of humans that brings out in the world, and I bet you those humans will be way more conditioned to care about what other people think because of that. Ebbs and flows, you already know. Ebbs and flows. Everything has ebbs and flows. Nice. Yep. But what else, man? I want to talk about the markets. Has anybody lost the whole bag? What does that even mean? lost the whole bag. A bag is such a subjective number. I want to say, I mean, when you think about Bitcoin, the previous high in October was 125, a buck 25, and I think the lowest it went down to maybe like last week was 69. So that's close to like a 20, close to like a 50% difference. And that hurts, man. That hurts to watch your money go from that to that, especially if you got a lot of it tied up into that, which, I try not to pay attention to it, but, and it's weird too, because whenever I feel like I'm having a hard time in life, Bitcoin drops. Like whenever I feel like I'm gonna take some money out from Bitcoin and like treat myself to something, Bitcoin is not doing good in that moment. So therefore I hold on to it and wait for the next all-time high. Even though I will say back in May when I was moving out of my house in Georgia, Bitcoin was like 110, 115, some shit like that. And it kept going back and forth to like 100 to 115. So it was at a great price at that point. So that's not terrible. That's not absolutely true. But for the majority of the time I've been holding Bitcoin, Bitcoin and I have a bad go of it at the same time. Smart savvy, you invested in copper. That's what's up. I started investing in all the precious metals a couple years ago. Not so much copper though, but definitely like gold and silver. But I recently got into LAC, and I'm pretty sure that's a copper company or just a metal company in general. I need my phone to look it up, but yeah, I've been investing in them. And I don't have like I don't own actual metals like, and I've always been confused with that. I was like, do I invest in stocks that hold those assets or do I invest in the assets themselves? Like I know you could go buy like bullion, gold bullion. I know you could buy silver pieces. Um, if you wanted to invest in copper, what would you buy? Like pipes? I don't even know. Yeah, that silver drop was crazy, man. But it's not really that bad. For me personally, I bought at the very bottom. I called the bottom at a precise price, I want to say. So I'm doing good with that. Anytime I invest money, I always pretty much just say that it's like it's gone. Like that's my psychology around investing. Is like if I put this money into this thing, I've already accepted that I've lost it. And that's why I only invest in very small amounts. You know? Yeah, a lot of semiconductors use copper too. So there's that. But I remember back in the day in my early 20s when I used to do like construction, we always used to take the copper pipes that were left over after like a construction cleanup and we would take them to the scrap yard and I would get a nice piece of change from that. Yeah, man. But the way I look at the stock market crashing is like everything's just on sale. It's unfortunate that I don't have money to invest in a sale, but if I did, I would definitely be investing heavily right now. If I had the money to invest, I would probably be investing heavily into precious metals, of course. Definitely put some in Bitcoin because it's on sale. I might buy some XRP because it looks like stablecoins is going to rely on that network. But that's probably what I do outside of like home ownership. I'm struggling with whether I want to get an apartment or buy a home because I read something the other day that made it seem like buying your first home isn't as hard as I actually thought it was. Like even if you don't have good credit, there's so many grants and shit like that that first time homeowners or home buyers, I should say, are allowed to get. And that made me consider actually like just going in and getting a crib. We'll see what happens. You can't get stuff for scraps no more? CRISPR tech? What happened? Um CRISPR tech, isn't that like gene alteration? If I'm not mistaken, like don't they use CRISPR technology to like let's say if you want your kid to have blue eyes, you can use CRISPR tech to make sure that they do come out with blue eyes if both parents have brown eyes. I'm not sure if that's what if it's like that aesthetic. Maybe it's things like if you know you have a predisposition for cancer, they can remove the cancer gene some type of way. I don't really know what CRISPR is about. I know it has something to do with genes, though. I'm pretty sure. You too, Chris. You have a beautiful night. Have fun with those babies and those fur babies, especially. I miss my fur babies. I was door dashing the other day. I feel like I said this in one of my other lives, but they're the cutest puppy I think I've ever seen in my entire life, outside of my own puppy, Indy. My puppy Indy and Henna were definitely the cutest puppies to ever exist. But third cutest puppy to ever exist walked up to me, and I had no idea where it came from. The owner didn't come outside. I was trying to deliver some food to somebody, and all it did was want to play and want to get in my car. And I really sat there for a few minutes and thought about taking it, but I was like, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I got so much stuff, you know, to take care of on my own. I can't care for a puppy right now. It wouldn't be loved. I mean, it would be loved properly, but the attention that it would need, I wouldn't be able to give it because I'm always going. I met a cat the other day, and it had like a nub tail. That's the first time I saw a cat with a nub tail, and it was very friendly. Also wanted to come with me and stay, and I was like, nah, son. Cats are much more easy to take care of because they don't really need all your attention. They're like self-sustaining in a way. Like they can poop on their own. You don't have to let them out. You can leave like a month worth of food out in a can, and they'll gorge themselves, but they won't eat it all in 5 minutes like a dog would. But yeah, life be lifing, and we just carry on the best way we know how. Fur babies or no fur babies. I finally saw that movie Sinners a few days ago, and it was alright. I liked it. I was entertained. I definitely will say that. I feel like the acting was a B minus. Um, there was somebody who played the fuck out of their role though, but a lot of other people like they were not really trying at all. They were just like, "This is a movie, and I'm playing a character. This isn't real life." That'll be funny in the comments. But I'm gonna give you some I'm gonna give you some tension. I think I don't have no idea what your handle is, but I read dumb123. Yeah, that's funny. Thanks for the laugh, friend. Thanks for the laugh. We love a good laugh. We have any anime fans in the chat? Y'all want to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen? Have you seen it? Oh shit. I just read about fucking Trump posting some weird ass video with like Obama and Michelle's faces on some apes. And I didn't read too much into it. Like I'm not surprised, but also I kind of am. Like that's doing too much. That was too much. Like I like to make fun of, Obama and Michelle Obama myself, but I would never go that far. That shit is crazy to go that far. Like you're the president of the United States, fam. How you do that? What y'all think about that? Like how is he not being recalled for that? I don't know. Oh yeah, he's trying to get people to stop talking about him being in the Epstein files. I get that. It is crazy how all of that shit is happening with the Epstein files. There ain't nobody been arrested yet. What's up, Dad? What's this?
Celebration cake.
Oh, celebration. Who's celebrating tonight?
Uh, we are 39 years.
Wow. That's what's up. My dad just brought me some cake. I want to see it. Oh, it's a chocolate cake too. Oh, I love chocolate cake. Looks like chocolate cookies and cream, maybe. It's one of them cakes that had a graphic on them. Nice. Definitely will enjoy that later on. Love a good cake situation. But damn, so as far as that, Trump using Obama and Michelle's heads as, I should say Barack. I call him Obama. They're both Obamas. But Barack's and Michelle's heads as apes is wild. And if he was trying to distract from his name being all in the Epstein files and shit, like that's what he chooses to do. Yo, it's wild to me. Like, yo, you know how hard it is for me to get a call back after I fill out dozens of applications every day, but that idiot can be the president of the free world. It's wild. It's wild. It's like if that's the standard for being a president, I should be getting called back by every job in the world. Like, Dumb 123. I read your comment. There's you saying that I don't think that was. I don't know what you're talking about was AI. I was talking about the Trump tweet or whatever, Truth Social post. I don't know what the fuck he was posting on. But if that's what you mean was AI, I don't know because it definitely appears that he reposted it probably. I mean that I don't even know what I'm talking about. Of course, Barack and Michelle aren't actual apes, so it was a Photoshop, if that's what you mean. But did AI post it for Trump? I doubt it. Oh man. Appreciate your presence though. Is whatever I don't know what you're feeling right now, bro Chacho, but I appreciate your presence. You're definitely you got me giggling over here. Yeah, it's nothing, man. You know, you just gotta say things that make sense. That's what I usually respond to. I respond to anything as long as it's not too left field. Some people be saying the wildest shit and they'll get no reaction from me. I like that. That's a good take, KM. That's a great take. I'd stay away from the political scandal myself. Um, I think it's all part of breads and circuses. We know that most of those people are just puppets anyway. But I just like I said, I'm not surprised because every day is something new with that guy. But also at the same time, pretty surprised that he took it that like that shows zero class. And I can't believe I just said that Donald Trump has zero class when I've always known that he has zero class. Nima Bear was good. What up? Do y'all know what the loosh? What is it? Where is it? I'm gonna try to search it right now because I loosely know what it is. But have you ever heard of the loosh farming conspiracy? I think we all should understand what that is. Let's talk about it a little bit. Okay, loosh farming. Here it is. Loosh farming is a modern spiritual conspiracy idea that says human emotions, especially fear, pain, grief, and stress, are being harvested as an energy source by non human entities, sometimes described as archons, aliens, parasites, controllers, etc. The farm part is the claim that Earth or human society is set up to produce a steady supply of this emotional energy. Where the idea comes from. The word louche is most commonly traced to Robert Monroe, an out of body experience writer. In accounts summarized from his work, especially Far Journeys, louche is described as a kind of energy generated by intense emotional states, and he presents a garden slash farm framing for how it might be produced slash collected. A useful way to think about it, even if you don't buy it, is if you treat loose farming as a metaphor, it points at a practical question. What in my life repeatedly hooks my nervous system in a fear slash outrage slash shame? And who benefits? who benefits? Who benefits when I stay there? And that is the concept of loose farming. You'll hear it a lot now. I'm sure that your phone speakers have heard me say it. So they're going to start showing you content around it because you know your phone is always listening to you. But I think it's important to just know about that. Like I don't subscribe to it, but it does make some kind of sense. If anything, there's an English word called an egregor. An egregory. Let me see how they pronounce it. Um, An egregory is a concept in Western esotericism, referring to a non-physical entity or thought form that emerges from the collective thoughts and emotions of a group individuals. It can be seen as a group mind that influences the members of that group, often gaining power and autonomy over time. There's a show called American Gods that's based on that. Chainsaw Man, the anime, is based on this, as well as Jujutsu Kaisen, all based on this type of stuff. So even though we might not subscribe to the idea is widely known and has inspired great art, I should say, because I love Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, and both of those concepts grew out of this type of idea. But yeah, man, what we got? 53. We coming along around that hour. I think that's all I got for today. I'm not gonna hold you up too long. It was good to see you all, everybody who joined in. You was recently gonna start watching American Gods. That's what's up. I highly recommend it. The first season especially was especially good. They fired Orlando Jones after the first season, I want to say, and the show went to shit after that. Um, but the first season, chef's kiss, and it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. So check it out if you're trying to pick up a new show. I highly recommend it. You know, I go for the anime more times than not, but I did watch almost the whole entire first season of American Gods. Around that time, I just had a lot going on, so I couldn't finish it. But I highly recommend it because it had me on the edge of my seat every episode. Unseen was good. Welcome to the chat. I was just about to finish this off and close it out with the prayer. You already know. But thank you for joining me. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying nourished and hydrated and all of that. Good words, KM. Good words. Let's get some energy going in these hands. To the one of us who is many, we come to you in total awareness. Grant my friends peace, progress, prosperity, pleasure, persuasion, patience, and panacea in this eternal present. Ashe, Aho, Amen, and Laek, Alaken. Till the next time, y'all. Peace. Probably see you on like maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. I'm gonna go live as much as I can, you know. Just got a lot going on. My baby's got my 2-year-old's got a birthday coming next week, so I gotta hustle so I can get up there and be around for that. You already know. All right, y'all. Keep it 100. Stay nourished, hydrated, and peaceful in the mind.